Go. Hello, this is Professor Mike Bernacki of the University of Detroit Mercy, and today we're going to do podcast one for the school year. Welcome back, all America's Marketing High School students. How are you? And this is also, I believe, our second open podcast that's available to everybody. The only difference is that there is 7 to 10 true-false questions for the high school students. And by the way, when we do these podcasts, they follow our script. And our script, if it sounds like I'm reading, guess what? I am, as a matter of fact. And we're using our newsletter Under the Microscope. Today's microscope is volume 25, issue 69. And it was done on August 12th, 2015. And the title of it is Pet Spending Grows Even as the Pet Ownership Population Dwindles. Wow. We take our information, by the way, from the National Pet Owners Survey, the APPA, National Pet Owners Association or Survey. And here's the deal. Pet ownership has dropped by 3% year over year, while pet spending has increased by 4.4%. In the light of this constant pet population increases, it's amazing that there's been a decline. How can this be? The most populated planet, if you will, pet planet in the galaxy, the answer is that there's been a generational baton, if you will, handoff of sorts, pet handoff. Baby boomers, who have been the quintessential generation for pet parenting and nurturing, and hence growing the pet kingdom, are starting to become less well able to perpetuate their lifelong campaign in a caring and loving way. Frankly, they're older, less well able economically and physically to take care of their treasured pets. They are being replaced by, come on, you know whom, by millennials, who are very slowly and very cautiously assuming their new roles as pet parents. They are much more likely to spend more per pet in terms of toys, high-tech pet gadgets, pet therapy, etc. By the way, that accounts for the growth in spending. Than much more likely to spend than any other generation. Pet ownership may also be a very appropriate way for them, that is millennials, to dive into the world of family relationship and responsibility, both financially speaking and connecting, peoplely speaking, or relationship-wise. Indeed, the pitter-patter of paw steps may precede the baby steps of parenthood. By the way, not a bad way to get accustomed to this environment. In sum, according to the Pet Owner Survey, 82 million of American households own pets. Who owns a pet are legal and economic questions. Who is emotionally head of the household is yet another question. By the end of 2014, pet spending has increased by an estimate 50% over the last 10 years to $58.51 billion. The estimate for 16 is $60.6 billion. That's in pet spending. Think about that. If that estimate was the GDP of a nation, and we use a CIA World Factbook for these data, it would be the 92nd biggest GDP in the world, a top 40% country. Costa Rica is number 91, $61.4 billion. Bolivia is 92, $59.1 billion. Well, this new country, if you will, the pet nation, at $60.6 billion, would be the new number 92nd nation. Can you imagine that? Given the U.S.'s current population of pets at 312 million, there are 0.98 pets, including each fish for every woman, man, and child in the U.S. Now, they're not quite one pet per person. Table 2 tells us clearly that we are a land of dog and cat households, with 44% and 33% of American households, respectively, being dog and cat households. 44% dog households, 35% cat households. According to Euromonitor International, the USA has more pets per population in dogs, 1 per 4.1 people, and more cats, 1 cat per 3.7 people per population than any country in the world. Brazil is number 2 in terms of dogs with 35.7 million. In China has the second most cats, 53.1 million. Wow, that's truly amazing. Table 3 on the second page shows the consistency of pet expenditure growth of 4.7% per year without great fluctuation. Table 4 codifies the fact that there are fewer live animal purchases these days, with a growth of less than 2%, thanks to baby boomers not doing that between 2014 and 15. Then there is the extraordinary growth of pet services, over 8% per year, 8.3%. Wow, thanks millennials. Well, from 2014 to 15, spending on food for pets, supplies, and vet care have grown between 3.5% and 4 2/3%. So the big determinants here are, if you will, live animal purchases is decreasing less than 2% year over year, 14 to 15, and pet services, grooming and boarding and other extraordinary things is coming off the top, coming off the roof. The keys to this new age of pet pampering are the owners. A remarkable 10% of all pet owners are new. Generally speaking, they are not middle-aged or older folks, but the youngest adults. Yes, they are millennials, indeed. As you can see in Table 4 above, this trend, it shows a difference, and we already discussed it. Wake up, Mike. Okay, I'm trying. This trend, according to the IBIS World Services, is because of growth of premium pet product and pet services, including, and here's where this 8.3% growth comes, all natural and organic pet foods, that's expensive, treats, and high-end services such as pet therapy and pet-only flights. Boy, you're going to pay an arm and a leg, hopefully not your pet's arm and a leg, for those services. These premium pet products and services are the province of dogs and cats who anchor the industry and who keep pet spending vitalized. If you want to see where the different kinds of pets, you can take a look at the number of them. You can take a look in Table 1 and Table 2. And you'll see, by the way, the growth in the number of pets, number of each pet, from freshwater fish, small animals, birds, saltwater fish, blah, 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 down to dogs, cats, horses, and dogs are all decreasing. We discussed that why, so we don't have anything else to say. In summation, the last recession taught us that pets basically are recession poor. And now in our post-recession recovery, we've discovered that newer, young millennial owners and their pet pampering by the purchase of premium products and services are changing the pet industry again. Rather than boomers flooding the marketplace with pets, millennials are flooding the marketplace with new purchasing, premium pet products and services. And as discretionary income grows for millennials, so will the premium products and service marketplace. They go hand in hand as millennials become more and more successful in the marketplace. And they're the best educated generation in the history of this country, in the history of mankind. If you take a look at the state of pethood in the U.S., it's in a box in the U.S. It said, is it another civil war? I just want to point out, you can read the box, the state of Texas. State of Texas, with a population of 26.9 million people, has an amazing amount of pets. They have about 12,750,000 pets, plus or minus whatever. And what that means, by the way, is that we're at 10 minutes and I got to wrap this up now. That means that there is about one pet for every other individual in the state of Texas. Just a little bit less than that. What about households? Well, there's 8.8 million households in Texas. Guess what? That means that there's 1.44 dogs or cats, one or the other or both, in each household in Texas. So put that in your meow and woof woof. Texas is a place to go, not only for cowboys, but for cats and dogs. This is Mike Bernacchi, University of Detroit marketing professor, saying have a nice day. We hope you enjoyed this podcast. And it is pet spending is growing, but pet ownership is dwindling. Contest between boomers on the one hand and millennials on the other hand. See you next podcast.